Cropping Up Stockers, Zach, the stock cropper. Been a while since we've made a video, but had a bunch of things to bring folks up to speed on, and I, along with the Mrs. Stock Cropper, say hi, Mrs. Stock Cropper, went on a little road trip this weekend to a very cool venue called the Walker Homestead down at Iowa City, Iowa. And I'm going to introduce you to those wonderful folks next, and why we took a trip down there this weekend, and what it means for the cropper. We're just southwest of Iowa City, Iowa. We traveled, my wife and I, down to visit Bob and Christy Walker at the Walker Homestead. It's just a absolutely beautiful property that's in progress, but it's a new winery wedding venue. And they invited us to come down because they had some interest in our project. So I want to start things off with just having them talk a little bit about their venue and what they do, their story, and their thoughts on the stock cropper.
Yeah, so we're Walker Homestead Farm and Winery, and our mission is to build community through agriculture, education, and culinary delight. And we're really excited to get the stock cropper out here. We have about 2.5 acres of organic vegetables. We're trying to switch over to organic. We're making wine, having livestock and everything, but we really want everything you eat and drink out here come from the farm. We want to see where it's raised, how it's humanely treated, and then at the peak of freshness to taste what it's like to have real food.
Yeah, and we're especially excited to get it out here. And when you're visiting, you're going to see it, and you're going to want it on your 2 acres at home, because it's possible that you can raise your own chickens and your own couple piggies and some goats and sheep, and know where your food came from, and know that you're doing really good for your environment. So we're so pumped to be a part of this.
And right now we have goats, chickens, sheep, cattle, turkeys, rabbits. So we're a diversified farm on 80 acres, and this is a needed piece for us to grow and to have a good place for all our animals.
So talk about, we talked a little bit this morning about possibly building one for the grapevines out here, and talk about how you kind of envision that happening, or what you'd like to see from an animal species mix and the barn size.
If you take a look, we got our rows are 10-foot rows, right? And Christy wants to get baby miniature sheep, so I don't have to mow.
Sure.
Baby doll sheep, Harlequin sheep. They're 2 feet when they're full grown. They're sweet.
But that would require moving electric fence, and we'd have to do that time and time again. And if we get a stock cropper that would fit in between these rows, it would be our mowing machine.
Right.
And it would go right towards the animal production and the proteins that we have, and it would be really good for our grapes as far as the fertilization goes. And
yeah, absolutely.
Really, we want to do good things on our land, and we've been doing a lot of good things, and we just want to keep that going.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And the greatest thing is that people can be inside the wedding venue here, and actually you can kind of see this through the glass, but be able to look out and see the cropper moving through the grapes. And I don't know, this is such a cool place. I'll try to take some more video so folks can see it, and plug the beautiful venue that you guys have started. How long have you been here? Tell a little bit about that story.
Go ahead.
How long have we been here?
Yeah.
We
bought the land 3 years ago.
Right.
And then the venue we opened in 2019, May 4th, so may the 4th be with you. And ready to go for 2020, and a pandemic hits, and we're shut down, and we had to pivot like good entrepreneurs. So we're really hopeful for 2021, everybody gets vaccinated, that we'll have a great year out here. So
well, I really appreciate this. Has just been an awesome opportunity to come down. I'm going to document and show folks some more of your beautiful facility here, and some of these sites where we're maybe thinking about putting the cropper, and can't encourage folks enough to check out the Walker Homestead. It's Walker-Homestead, right?
Walker-homestead.com.
Check it out. You will
Facebook, Instagram. Every Sunday, 11 to 5, we are open to treat you to some really lovely delights and time on the farm, and we promise that you'll have a good time.
Yes.
And our wine's good.
I
The
like
wine-
our wine.
The stock cropper approves.
Yeah.
We sampled it last night. It's excellent. So I'm pumped to come back here this summer and get the cropper out here, and really looking forward to seeing when everything's green and growing and stuff running around. So thanks again, guys, for hosting us today.
Yay.
So also lucky to be here today at the Walker Homestead with Chris Grebner. Is that correct?
That's right.
And Chris is a chef and part owner of the Walker Homestead, and I was lucky enough to have one of his salads last night and it was delicious, and I'm really looking forward to having some food prepared with him in about an hour or two here. But Chris, why don't you talk a little bit about what you do here at the Walker Homestead and
Yeah.
kind of your excitement about our project as well.
Yeah, absolutely. So I've been working with Bob and Christy for close to 8 years now. We're initially doing private parties and the like, and we became fast friends, and we had dreams that were adjacent, and so I've been working a long time since culinary school, really trying to work back towards a farm, and so this project has been, Walker Homestead has been in a lot of ways a dream come true, and it's still unfolding. So I think that my favorite part about what we do out here is the education piece and getting people out on the property, getting people touching product, seeing it from the field, and then through to the plate is really where I love to show people how to do some of those things. And then of course, meeting Zach initially through Practical Farmers and the conference, the way that you talk about regenerative agriculture and your background and the background that this whole thing is coming from, and the way I hear you talk about where you want it to be, is what's exciting to me, as far as getting farming to a place where our general public know more about the ins and outs of it all, where their product comes from, how the products are eating, how their livestock is eating, and how this is so much more healthy. And culinarily for me, I've tasted again and again how this type of a product tastes better than some of our more conventional and feedlot style stuff. So
It helps to have a true artisan, though, teach people as well with how to
Yeah.
prepare things, and I think
Yeah.
that's a big part of the equation that I'm excited about in the future, and
for sure.
getting to know folks like you that can help unlock the keys on how to prepare
Yeah.
food well and take the time where it's more than just something you buy in a freezer box
Right.
at Hy-Vee.
Well, and I think something that I like to point out to people is that, my style of cooking and what I like to open people's eyes to is that what we're doing is not new, it is not innovative, it is, in a lot of ways, we're turning the pages back a little bit to how our great-grandparents maybe would have cooked and preserved and kept things. So that's really where I find people being surprised, is using these old techniques.
Sure.
So.
One of the things that Chris spurred in me last time we were talking at supper is the potential of bringing rabbits into the stock crop or rabbit production, and that's got my mind racing here this morning. I think that would be amazing, and we were
Yeah.
talking about that as a protein source and how efficient it is to raise. And
Yeah, it's my favorite. It is by far my favorite animal protein to cook with, to eat, and then now having raised it for a couple of years now, we're still trying to figure out how to raise it and still give the rabbit an opportunity to still be a rabbit, but the way that it can turn virtually any organic matter, they eat just about everything, and turn it into a lean protein so much more efficiently than chickens and other small farmed animals. So yeah, I'm
that's
excited.
great. Well, thanks a lot for coming out and visiting with us here. I'm really jacked to
you.
get your food here shortly.
Yeah.
And make sure you guys, if you're anywhere near Iowa City or coming through on I-80, stop out and check out Chris's food wares here at the Walker Homestead.
Yeah, absolutely.
So thanks to the Walkers for a great weekend this weekend. Highly recommend their venue if you want a really cool place to go. As we come out of the COVID winter, it's just an absolutely beautiful venue. If you need to get married, I tell you what, it's one of the prettiest places I've been on with the sun setting. So check them out. Outside of that, what else is new with the project? It's been a good February. We've had a lot of positive things happen. I've done a lot of speaking events, kind of through ag conference season. It's all been virtual this year. But I talked on the Practical Farmers Conference, or Practical Farmers of Iowa, in late January. That's how I ended up meeting the Walkers and ended up in Iowa City this weekend. Talked at the Moses Midwest Organic Conference on Thursday and had a great event there. Met a lot of new people that were really excited about what we're doing. Appeared on a Ag Symposium, Future of Ag Food Policy out at Yale University on Wednesday night, giving kind of my input of looking forward to the vision of food in the future, and then just meeting all sorts of really cool people along the way. So February has been a really, really fun month so far. So as they say in Apollo 13, the Earth is getting pretty big in the window, and that means planting season is just around the corner. With the warm up here this weekend, things are starting to melt, and we very likely could be seeding pasture into our test site within the next month, maybe 40 days in northern Iowa. So I'm definitely feeling the pull to get kicked into gear and get out of the winter slumber and into the business of getting this machine ready to roll for spring. And so we've been doing a lot of planning, engineering, planning for our test site. I think right now the way it's looking like we're going to have 3 different barns set up with a myriad of different cropping arrangements, animal configurations. We're just going to try to expand upon what we did last year and learn a lot about what we're going to need to really put these prototype versions into something that's a finished product moving forward. But we've had a very strong amount of interest in the last, especially week to 10 days, for people interested in acquiring barns for spring. We're doing the best we can to try to get to that point, but I'm not quite ready yet to make full releases on manufacturing. So, but we are going to be making a concerted effort to get as many barns, specifically small versions of them, kicked out ahead of spring and try to get them placed around the Midwest for people to have kind of a taste test in your local region, so we can get feedback and find out what people like, what they don't like. And also the big push for us this year is to have development of autonomous and solar-powered guided movement. That's really the big focus for the 2021 season. So one of the pivots that I've kind of made in the last couple of weeks is coming up with and really focusing on an iteration of the barn that is smaller in scale, so that it fits into venues like wineries. It could potentially go between grapevines, or people have small acreages, make it more accessible for people that are looking just to maybe raise, food on a small scale, maybe for their families or families and friends. And so that's one of the things that at our plot location I'm going to be focused on. The goal is right now we've kind of shifted, and we're going to try to have a small barn, a medium-sized barn, and a large field-scale barn. So a 10-foot wide, a 20-foot wide, and a 30-foot wide cluster cluck versions. We have to come up with the appropriate model numbers for the cluster clucks. That's yet to be determined by the marketing department or Mrs. Stockcropper, whatever she says goes. So, but I think that's really where I'm becoming really excited about, is we've had a lot of interest in these smaller versions from a number of different groups of folks over the last couple weeks. So smaller could be the new big in this space, and I'm really excited to get that iteration figured out and figure out how we can put various animal configurations inside of that. And I'm just a lot of reasons to be excited for 2021. Last thing for this week is I am still looking for some summer intern help with the project. Specifically somebody around helping doing daily operations, choring, observations, filling in where I need help, just around the farm in general. So if you know of anyone or if somebody out there is watching this that is looking for some summer help that's going to be an outside of the box experience and be able to interact with lots of great people, likely from all over the country throughout the course of the summer with this project, hit me up at thestockcropper@gmail.com, and I would love to connect with you. I think that's it for now. Thanks again to the Walker Homestead for such a great weekend and getting me really excited about spring coming and expanding this project out and getting cluster clucks in the hands of more people, empowering folks to raise their own food and have a better connection with the land. That's what really this project is all about, and I'm becoming more excited and having a lot more fun with it every day. So thanks for watching, and we'll keep the videos will start popping a little bit more frequently here now that we're getting close to spring. As more content comes, our workload's gonna be definitely picking up, and as that happens, we're bringing it to you. We'll see you later.